All right, so let's be honest here. Most people that try to build an online business, it's miserable. They get into it, and it's not because they're dumb. It's not because they're lazy. They just can't stay consistent long enough to figure everything out. What I want to do here, this video is going to help you fix that. I want to kind of break through and walk you through a roadmap and a mindset of what actually works to go build a business from, 2025 and beyond, 26 and beyond. Like this game hasn't changed a whole lot. Yeah, the tools have, but I'm gonna show you how to use Skool, AI, and YouTube to actually build this thing and show you something that can actually run on its own for most of the actions that need to happen. You're never gonna just leave a business alone. Like, you have to pay attention to it. There's no just starting something and, it's just gonna pump money and you never gotta worry about it again. So we're gonna get past all that. Let's jump into it. Now, the reason I can talk to you about this is we've actually won the Skool games. We've been doing this a long time. We've been able to make 6 figures a month and beyond doing this. We've helped hundreds of people. We've got several schools. I'm just telling you this because I'm coming at a place where we actually know what we're doing. You can go to Skool and you can look me up and you can see there's a little crown by my name and it says that we've been able to be top 1%, builder in Skool and income and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of people out there, they don't want to have a 9-to-5 job. There's a lot of people out there that got a lot of expertise. They just don't know how to package it up. They don't know how to put it together to make something actually work for them that can build them recurring income. That's the whole point here is I want to give you that freedom equation, okay? The old business model that a lot of people are still trying to make work is using like all these funnels and ads and all this like endless hustle stuff. Now, do funnels work? Yes, they do. Do ads work? Yes, they do. Does hustling your face off? Yes, it does. I don't want to have to be chasing clients. I don't want to have to be begging for attention. That game to me is dead. What I want to do is I want to have leverage. I want to, make something once and then have it continue to earn for me. What if you could just replace your income that you have right now and you could work 2 to 4 hours a day from anywhere you wanted to work? People don't understand how much money makes a difference in their life. They just see these numbers and they watch the gurus online and all that crap. And it's like, I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you something that is actually real, that actually works, that you can actually do. This freedom equation here, you have YouTube. YouTube is what's going to bring in your traffic. You're watching this on YouTube right now. This is how you get people's attention. This is how you get the traffic. You want to be the guide. You're not trying to be the hero. You're trying to be a guide. You're trying to show people what you've did. You're trying to show people how other people are doing things. You're trying to show people the steps to guide them through. And they see that and they go, wow, if this person's giving me this for free, what's it going to be like if I join their program? Then you've got Skool here. So Skool turns the traffic into a tribe. It turns the traffic into paying members. These are people that said, you know what? I heard your advice online. I heard what you were doing. That's the problem I have. And I wanted to solve that problem. You said you could solve it. And from what you showed me online, what you showed me on YouTube, I thought I'd come over and check it out. The thing I want you to keep in your mind is 1,000 people giving you even $1 per day. That's crazy. That's $1,000 a day. And you might be saying, oh yeah, it's theory. A lot of people say that. They're like, oh yeah, 1,000, they do this math. They'll do it down in the comments. They're like, oh yeah, what if you got 1,000 people to give you $5 a day? It's so ridiculous and stupid when they say that. It's just people that don't understand entrepreneurship. Okay. These numbers we're talking about are pansy numbers. These are nothing. But right now, if you could make $1,000 a day working 2 hours a day on your freaking business online, I'm sitting in my living room right now talking to you. You think this is tough and painful? This is simple. It's about the consistency, which is what really breaks this thing down for a lot of people, as we talk about. But, just getting 1,000 people in this world that also like model rockets, that also like making things out of clay, or that like to talk about trading or business or whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. The fact is, you're helping somebody get from point A to point B. You charge them $30 a month, which they're going to blow on popcorn or French fries or gas or some stupid crap anyway, but they pay you $30 and you speed up the process. They pay you that $30 a month. They have a community, a tribe to hang out with. And I don't care what the number is. You can, whatever number you want to do. But the point is, you have this thing that you built, that you're making, that helps people get from point A to point B in your category, in your niche. A lot of people think they need to do this big thing. It's like, Just help people solve a small problem in a certain area. And guess what? Other problems will arise after you help them solve those problems. You also have AI. AI can help you organize things. Okay. It can help you lay this stuff all out and you can build a recurring income. People pay memberships all the time. You're probably paying a membership right now on your card. You don't even know you're paying it. One of our clients, he's a pilot. He just gets other pilots together and they talk about pilot stuff. They talk about cool things and places to go and gear and stuff like that. Money's no object to the pilots, right? They got plenty of money. They're flying planes around. They want that community. They want that camaraderie. They want that, hanging out with my homies type thing, right? That can be game changing for you. It's just I see out here all the time. I see these cars going all the time. And I'm like, if the people knew what they could do with the internet now and take the knowledge that they have and the experience that they have, and they knew how to package it up in a way that could make them more money in a freaking month than they're making all year, some of these people. And that's the point I want to get at here. It's a burning desire I've had ever since I figured this out years ago. You don't need all these funnels. You don't need to be some guru with a bunch of guru crap. You don't have to burn yourself out. You just got to get a system in place, what we're talking about here, and you have to work diligently. You have to focus and you have to package things together, right? Which is what we're going to look at next. Okay, so I want to break down these 3 phases. I want to go through them. I've got them here on the screen. I'm going to be going through some slides with you. But basically, I just call this thing my freedom machine. What I want you to think about is this 3-phase process here. All right. And then I'm going to talk at the end here more about the mindset of this deal. I don't care if you join me or not. It's not about this. This video is really, truly, I want you to just think different. I was one of those people that I knew I had ambition. I knew I had something. I knew I had an energy to do things and make things happen. I knew that I didn't want to have a 9-to-5 job. I knew I didn't want to be regular. And I knew that I wanted nice things. Like I like nice stuff. I like it. I'm not ashamed of it. But that takes money and it takes time. And so I was like, what can I do to get this? And when I discovered this process, and it's only gotten better, by the way, it's only gotten easier, in my opinion. And I hate to use the word easy, but it's pretty dang amazing. Like you just have to have the care and concern to help somebody, and you got to have the oomph to actually show up each day. And you have to work through these failures. But if you can do that and you follow this 3-phase roadmap here, you can really truly build a freedom machine that can pay you. Let's just forget about big money, even though it can do that. Let's just talk about replacing your job, not having to be out there in traffic every day, risking your freaking life in a car pile up, and instead be able to help people from the comfort of your couch here. So phase 1 is you have to start. We got to figure out what is the thing that you're going to offer. What are you going to help people with? Step 1, just write down what people already ask you for help with all the time. I was pretty good with tech. Okay. I've got all kinds of tech crap. I just like it. I like gear. I like tech. I like that stuff. So people always came to me for tech. They always came, and I figured out the internet stuff. Like I loved messing around with the internet. People came to me with that, with computers, things like that. And I grew up around, my grandpa was a farmer. My grandma, she had a kitchen store. My mom owned a flower business. So I was around entrepreneurship. My uncle had a construction company. So I was always around entrepreneurship, and I looked at it and I'm like, this is the way to go. So I kind of had that in me. So people came to me for that kind of stuff. What do people come to you for? What do people already ask you for help for? This is a great place to start where you could take that knowledge, that thing that people are already asking you for, and you could start to package that up and you could help people with it. Another way here, number 2, is list results that you've helped others get, even if it's just casual results. Maybe you're really good at helping people work through hard times. Maybe you're good at helping people get into shape. I don't know what it is. What are some results you've helped people get? This is something you want to write down. This could be the start of what your program and your profitable adventure could be about here. And then step 3, circle one of those things that you could talk about for hundreds of hours and never get bored. A lot of times you could just ask your friends and your family, what is it that I talk about no matter what? No matter what, when people get with me, they know we're either talking about space and rockets and stuff like that, internet business, online business, cars and Porsches and watches and stuff and art and, tech and crazy stuff. They know that they're going to talk about that with me. I can talk about that stuff forever. You want to have a love for this thing and you want to have an excitement for it, okay? You want to have this energy already flowing. So phase 1, to start, we've got to write down what we're good at, what we can help people with, how we've helped people get results. Phase 2 is we are going to build, right? So you're going to create your free and paid school here. There's 3 parts to phase 2. Part 1 is you want to create a couple schools. And Skool, by the way, if you don't know what Skool is, it's a platform that allows you to put your program inside of it. So you record videos, you make PDFs, you make different trainings. This goes inside the Skool classroom. It's also got a community. It's also got a calendar where you can do weekly calls. And that's kind of the 3 C's. You've got weekly calls, you've got your classroom, and then you got your community. Those 3 C's right there, those are the things that we use. That's what people pay for. And they're coming to you for accountability. They're coming to you for guidance. They're coming to you to be a part of other people doing the same thing. So your free school, this is how you attract people and educate them. I could say, hey, go down in the description and click a link and go to my free school, and inside of there, we'll do a workshop each week, and I've got training in there and yada, yada, yada. You can come check it out. So they come in there, they check it out, and they go, yeah, I like the person. No, I don't. They either like you or they don't. They either vibe with you or they don't. But this is what we do to basically get leads, okay? Or interested people in what it is that we're talking about. We can take people to our paid school where we transform them and we earn our money. They come and pay us, right? They go to the paid school. They're like, yeah, you know what? I like this. Or they upgrade with one of the tiers inside of your school. And they're like, yeah, I dig this. This is cool. I like it. I want to learn how to do whatever, okay, whatever it is that you're teaching. Then you get them from point A to point B, okay? You're not just giving them a bunch of information, you're getting them from one place to another. You're taking them from their current situation to their desired situation. You're helping them, and that's why they're paying you. Kind of like at a lemonade stand, I'm thirsty. You have lemonade, I drink it. I transform from not being thirsty, I paid you the money for the lemonade. Same exact thing here. It's like digital lemonade stands with recurring revenue, doing something that you love to do with people you love to do it with. The second part of phase 2, when you set up your system here, when you start out your paid school, so the free school, you're putting, helpful how-to guides. You're basically answering some of the smaller problems within the big problem. You're giving away practically everything for free. You're giving it away because, again, they're joining you for the accountability. They're joining you to have the community. It's so much easier to solve a problem if you're with a bunch of people trying to solve the same problem. If everybody's trying to solve it together, you're going to get there better than if you're just trying to do it on your own with nobody to talk to, nobody to have feedback with. So they're paying you for that. Don't forget that, because a lot of people think, oh, they're buying my school. They're joining my school and they're buying my information. You can get information everywhere about everything for free with ChatGPT and whatever. This is about helping people actually make a transformation. So you just want your proven process. You'll figure out how to do that. You'll get one clear system. Like, here's my 5-step process. Okay. I have a 5-phase process within my program that I take people through. They figure out their idea, they create their offer, then we get their marketing set up, then we get their delivery set up, then we scale, all those things, right? So you'll have just start out with one thing. Okay. Solve one problem, one thing. Then you get your weekly rhythm going. We do a call each week in our group. We have challenges in there. Like if they reach $1 million a year recurring, I fly out private to them. I buy them like a luxury watch. I take them out to dinner. I interview them. It's like, and I give them a little glass trophy thing. That is because, hell yeah, they did something great, right? You can set something up like that, and it's a challenge. It gets people to stay on task and get that transformation. And then you do the accountability. So we've got community. I have this weekly rhythm where it's like, ship it. I don't care if it's imperfect. It's about taking action. It's about shipping things. So we have that there. So that's the accountability. We get on the call. I have an accountability section on there. Okay. Then we have the classroom where they work through the stuff. Okay. And then those 3 things combined, we get the transformation. And then you're going to have one recurring price to start. I've got $99 to $300 a month in here. That is kind of the sweet spot. But you can start out at $30, $40, $50 per month. And this is beautiful because once people start going inside of here, they start helping each other, which means it takes some load off of your back. It means you got a recurring revenue coming in for the work that you did one time versus, having to set out traffic lights and have people honk at you because you're, whatever. Like, that's the difference here. It's like trading time for dollars versus trade a bunch of time in the front, and then you don't have to trade so much time all the time, right? Do I still have to work? Obviously, I'm making a video right now. But when I get done making this video, I can go do other stuff, and this video is out there working for me, just like it is right now. Like, it's not live, is it? You're watching it. Okay, so it's working for me while I'm doing something else. That's the beauty of this model. Again, one system, one weekly rhythm, one recurring price. So the next part is you want to use AI to speed things up. I know there's always somebody down in the comments, they're like, I can't believe you'd use AI to do this. It's like, are you freaking stupid? Like, what are you talking about? Are you freaking moron? Like, do you realize, like, you're using a computer, you're using a phone that's full of it. I mean, you're using autocorrect. I mean, people use calculators. Like, how dumb is this? This is like so stupid when people say this stuff. Like, oh, it's AI slop and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, books are just books written about books. What are you talking about? But again, I just want you to not be a part of that system. And if you are, you're probably not here anyway. You probably got distracted doing something else. But the point I'm trying to get at is, why would you not use this thing? It's smarter than everybody. It's very fast. It's very organized. If you tried to make something, like if you said, hey, I'm going to script out a video, or if you scripted out a video using AI, there's no chance that you're not going to. It's going to be so much better with AI. It's going to be so much faster, so much more organized and clean and clear. So, don't be stupid. Use AI, okay? You just have to mix yourself in with it. I used AI to lay this out, but I'm being myself inside of it. Like, I'm ad-lib to it. Like, I'm bringing my personality, my tone to it. But you can use it to script your lessons. You have the general idea, but then you can say to it, hey, here's my idea. Help me script it out. Okay, help me script out the video. Help me lay this out better. Can I say this in less words? You can use it for welcome messages. Or if somebody asks you something, it's a great way to reply a more efficient way. You can come up with weekly post ideas and templates, and you could talk a bunch and then have AI strip it down and get the meat out of it, and then you'd have something great there that somebody can move through so much faster. You can do emails with it and follow-ups, and you use it to create content, and you use it to come up with better ideas and more efficient ideas. That's how we build this thing out. So phase 3 now is where we're going to grow. You don't need ads. This is a great thing. I used to spend 50, 60 grand a month on ads. It's crazy. You got to watch it all the time. It's no big deal, whatever, but you can build this thing without having to use ads now, especially with things going from social media to interest media, where people actually find you based off what you're talking about. The number one thing is you need to be consistent. This is what kills everybody. You got to be consistent, create useful content, solve real problems. All business is a unit of people or a person that has decided to raise their hand and say, you know what, I'm going to solve this problem. They do it. If they do it well and they treat their customers right and they stay consistent, they're going to make money. Life's good. Okay. That's what business is. It's solving problems. So when we do content, when we use AI, when we use YouTube, like we're using here and doing, we just want to solve problems. We want to lay things out for people. We want to help them. If we help them, they'll come on board. You cover the problem. When you do a video, you're going to cover, here's the problem. Okay. In this video, we're talking about how to build a business online that runs without you. That's the problem we're solving. You're going to give perspective. You're going to tell them what to do, the steps, the how-to. You're going to give them the plan. Now, I would say pick 3 formats. How-to is one of my formats. Another format I like is case study. Another format I like is lists. Any YouTuber out there that's doing something, or anybody that's doing something, you'll see repetitious formats. Okay, you'll see them. They'll start using almost the same title, the same thumbnail types styles, because that works. Imagine if every day Nike changed their whole thing up every day. It'd be like, how could you stick with that and follow that? So you want to pick 3 formats for your content. An example, like why your online business isn't growing. So the problem we're solving is why the business isn't growing. And then we're going to give them a simple system that fixes that. It's very simple. Problem, solution. This is all you're going to do. It's not, there's nothing crazy about it. And some people, here's what happens. They'll get into this process where they've made it this far, right? They get everything else. They're like, yeah, I get it, blah, blah, blah. They don't stay consistent. I'm telling you, it's the number one ingredient. I know it's cliche, and I know it's beating a dead horse here. That's really the only thing. If you understand the rest of the stuff, if you understand what problem you're solving, the likely reason you're going to fail is just because you freaking gave up. The next part of this growth thing is the AI, okay? We kind of talked about this a little bit already, but it can generate titles and thumbnails. Then you can put your spin on it. It can script faster with your voice and structure. You can just have a conversation with it. I had a conversation this morning with AI. I put the voice mode on my phone, and while I was getting ready this morning, getting ready to go to go to my office and work or whatever, I was talking to it and I was like, here's how I'm feeling. These are the questions I'm seeing in the community. These are the things that are coming up inside of the social realm of what I'm seeing and the problems people are having. I want to build a business, or I want to build a piece of content like this. And so I started having this talk with it, and here we came to this point. You can repurpose clips. I've had my team this week, they've been taking one video and they've turned it into just about 40 different shorts. You know, if you create a good chunk of content, like one or two good videos a week, you'll have plenty of short form content that you can create out of that. Or you can repurpose into shorts, you can put into Skool posts, and you'll get a lot of feedback, and you can use that to create content going forward. And the third phase is just get into a weekly rhythm. I don't really care what it is. Just get into a weekly rhythm. I try to create at least 2 long-form YouTube videos each week. Sometimes it's just one. Sometimes I have a crazy week and we get several done. You'd like to batch create that. So pick a day that you're going to just work and do, 4 or 5 videos. Today I'm shooting a bunch of content all in one day, and then that'll handle me for the next week or two. All right. And then I have the next week or two to help my Skool community members. I can grow my business. I can work on optimizing systems. I can do things like that. Then you take these long form videos, and what you'll do is just have them cut from the longs. They can cut shorts out. A video like this that you're watching right now, I'll cut several shorts out of this, little sound bites that get people to go back and watch this video. And then this video, hopefully people watch it and they're like, I like this guy, I want to work with them. And they go check out the link in the description and they join our Skool, and we help them grow an online business. It's kind of the process, okay? And then you can create some Skool posts, and you want to ask and be guiding inside of your Skool posts. And what happens is when you do content like this, a lot of times it'll give you all the meat and potatoes you need to talk about stuff in the group. It's really simple, right? It's just a very simple thing. You attract people on YouTube, you convert them in your Skool, and then you deliver on the promise. And if you do that well enough and people are happy with the results, they'll go back up here and talk about it on social media, and you'll attract more people, and you have a flywheel. As you help people, you get more people talking. 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes, and it just compounds. Let's talk about what's really going to screw up a lot of people and going to mess them up. And that is the mental game here. I'm sure you've heard it because you're probably watching a lot of videos on YouTube and whatever. This is the part that everybody's just kind of like, yeah, no, I know mindset. And yeah, but they don't actually do it. So I want to give you 3 things here that really do help with this. And if you can just, put your blinders on and just take this simple information here and not try to overcomplicate things, but just take this and actually pin it up on something and keep focused on this. I got chopping wood right here because you need to detach from the outcomes. I'll never forget when I was in football, in high school, we our football coach, we're down at the halftime. We're down at the end zone, and it's halftime. The coach is telling us what's up and everything. And 4 of the starters was turned around and they were looking at the scoreboard. And he grabbed one of their face masks and he's like, right here. He's like, listen to me. You can't change the score on that scoreboard by looking at it. It's what you're doing out on the field. He was basically saying, focus on the reps, not the results. You can't look at that scoreboard and wish it into existence of changing. You have to chop some wood. You have to detach from the outcome. When you go to the gym, you ain't going to see results right away. When you're on a diet, you're not going to see results right away. When you plant a tree, you're not going to see results right away. But you have to still do the process. You have to still eat right, go to the gym, do the reps, do the thing. If you can just forget about the outcomes and focus on the income earning activities, the core activities, okay, again, we're attracting people on social media. We're converting them with Skool. We're delivering inside of Skool. We're doing a good job. We get more people here. And if you learn the simple fundamentals, the first principles of those activities, and just do them without getting all emotional about crap. Oh, I'm not getting leads. I'm not going to say. There's a part in the beginning where that's just not going to happen. You just got to do the thing. But if you do it enough, you start to learn, and then you start to optimize. But you can't get emotional about this. You got to be scientific about it. And you have to look at it and you have to be like, okay, I got to do these reps long enough for this stuff to kick in. And this is what kills everybody in the business because they want this instant gratification. You can't. You just have to trust the process. The next one is you want to systemize for consistency. Set up a fixed upload days. Set up a schedule to ship. I call it shipping. It's kind of a term in entrepreneurship. Ship it, get it out, ship it. You got two kinds of people. You got these perfectionist people that everything's got to be perfect before they ship it. Then you got the other people where they ship it, they get feedback, and they optimize. I'm on that side more. I know I'm going to make mistakes, okay? I know that things aren't going to be perfect, but I know I can learn, and I know I'm not going to quit. And I know I'm going to focus on the reps, and I know I'm not going to get emotional. You want to systemize anything that you're doing with reps, anything that keeps being over and over and over again, get a system in place. I've got a system in place. I know how to lay out my videos. I get them done. We get them done. And it's like boom, 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 boom. And it's not stressful. It's not tough. And then just normalize failure. Quit being a sissy about crap, okay? Just because you failed don't mean nothing. It's just you failed. Whatever. It didn't work. Do it again, okay? Optimize, make it better, do it again. What went wrong? How can I fix it? Do it again. Every failure is just a rep toward mastery. Every time you fail, sit there and be like, all right, why did this not work? And then, okay, whatever. And then redo the experiment. It's kind of like you have inputs, you have a process, you have outputs, and then you have this feedback, and then you redo the inputs. And this all happens in an environment, okay? So this always happens in an environment. So you have inputs. You create a YouTube video. It's got a title. It's got a thumbnail. You've got the actual content itself. You take that input and you put it out there on YouTube. So it goes out here on YouTube, and then people look at it, and then here's your video. So these things process together, and then you get some sort of result or output. Is it what you wanted, or is it not what you wanted? If it's what you wanted, take that feedback and do more of that, okay? If it's not what you wanted, take that feedback and say, well, maybe we should change something up a little bit and run the experiment again. And you just keep doing this. It's the scientific method. Input, process, output, feedback. You have, what are your inputs? What are they processing against? And what was the outcome of that process? Look at the outcome, relook at the inputs, make a decision, run that system again until the dang thing is doing what you want. And then just keep doing more and more of it. Just realize momentum is not built in a day, and you can't get emotional. What you need to do is you need to focus on consistency and compounding. That's it. It's there's nothing more. And you don't lose when you fail, you lose when you quit. Now, if you want to help with this, you want to speed this up, you want to make this faster, easier, better, you want to learn how to actually do this, that's what we do inside of MAKEONCE, okay? You can go down in the description and check it out. We've got the 5 phases here. We take you through these 5 phases, we get you set up. And then we've got our community, and we hold you accountable. We give you live support and feedback. You get to talk to me, ask me questions. You get a step-by-step process. You get a community. And we've got some really cool challenges and prizes and bonuses. I just do that because it's like, for one, it's fun. 2, you deserve it. 3, it pushes you, right? It gets you going. I mean, why not, right? That's what's fun. So the community keeps you consistent. I'll help keep you consistent. This is not a difficult thing. And just realize that freedom is not luck. You don't got to be fancy. You don't got to be perfect. You just have to get leverage in your life. You just have to understand this attract, convert, deliver. And you've got to understand that you're just getting people from point A to point B, and you're setting up a system. If I can do anything for you to help you figure that out, great. If you like videos like this, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, there's a video popping up here on the screen. I'll see you in the next one.